We're back now at 8:43 with the talented actor Daniel Radcliffe is here. He's back on Broadway for a third time, starring in a play called The Cripple of Inishmaan. It's about a disabled boy in Ireland who dreams of making it to Hollywood in hopes for a better life. Daniel, good morning. So good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You like your starry background?
I was just saying, it's so fancy, and my name on a star
it's
door
very
and
Broadway.
everything. Yeah, I don't think I actually have that in the theatre, so I'm gonna do something about that.
We pull out all the stops for you. You know, this play is interesting. I feel like it pulls off something very difficult, which is it's incredibly sad, but also very funny.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the... Martin McDonagh, who's the playwright, he also wrote the films Seven Psychopaths and In Bruges, people might know. He's got a particular skill for incredibly dark comedy, and this is, as you say, it's one of those shows that will make you laugh really, like, from your belly, from, like, the whole show. But it is also potentially a very, very moving story. That's why I think it feels like a really powerful night of theatre, hopefully. It works, you know, it does more than one thing.
And if nothing else, we get to hear your Irish accent.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm very, very Irish in this show.
Was it hard to pull off?
It took some practice, and it took some... I mean, I'm okay with accents. I'm lucky they didn't ask me to do a Scottish accent. I can't do that one for whatever reason.
Really?
But absolutely not. No, it's impossible for me for some reason. But Irish is... I actually... I took to quite well. And once you've got... most of the cast is Irish as well, so once you're just sort of surrounded by them the whole time, you sort of soak it up. And it's a really fun accent to work in. Like, I feel like there's some lines that just wouldn't be funny in an English accent that are inherently more funny in an Irish.
Well, you know, this got rave reviews in London. Not that you read your reviews.
No, well, not at the time.
Really? No? Oh,
maybe not like much later sometimes, but at the time it's like, because you're going to have to do the show the next night anyway.
Yeah.
So if they're terrible, then I can't imagine what doing a show would be like if you have that in your head. So.
Is it different to bring it to a New York audience so far?
I think it will be. I mean, New York audiences on the whole are very vocal, and you know, London audiences, our nature kind of goes with our national stereotype, which is that we're a bit more reserved, and whereas New York audiences, you know, they're really vocal, and I love having, like, I love that. It was amazing when we did How to Succeed here, the reactions we would get. So I'm hoping that, you know, that Broadway takes to this show as well as it took to that one.
I was thinking most actors I get to talk to started on the stage and then went to movies. You were the opposite. You quite literally grew up in movies and then went to the stage. Why was it important to you?
I think I'd grown up watching a lot of theatre, so it was always something that I was going to want to do. And I also think, like, I learned a huge amount about myself as an actor from it, and from because if you've always done one thing, to sort of take yourself out of that comfort zone and put yourself into a different environment, you're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to learn and get better and grow in order to kind of cope with it and survive. And so I just think it was a really kind of invaluable learning experience for me, like doing Equus and then How to Succeed. I
was thinking about you growing up in the Harry Potter movies. Now we've got other big trilogies like Hunger Games or Divergent. You know, you flourished. You have had an incredibly interesting career after those movies, but they can be a blessing or a curse for people. I think the perception around them is that they can only be a hindrance to people, but I think depending on how you use it and depending on what your own goals are for yourself, like if you just want to coast on the fame of a franchise for the rest of your life, then you might well be able to do that, or you might, you know, that might prove impossible. But you know, I always wanted to do other things, and you know, I think so far at least Potter's been an amazing springboard to all that. You had a fan once though who brushed your arm and fainted immediately. I did. That did happen in Japan, and that is a story I'll be able to tell for the rest of my life. So I can thank Harry Potter for that. Let me just see if there's anything about your arm. No, I'm fine. It's fine. Well, give it a few seconds and see what happens off camera. I'm overcome. Can you read the teas? Daniel Radcliffe, thank you so much. It's always good to see you. Want to mention previews of The Cripple of Inishmaan begin April 12th. The opening's on April 20th. Thank you.